Okay, I've got the gasket in, and I'll put it on that end so that it's over that dowel. Okay, well seal on. I'm going to have to move the camera because it's right in my way and you won't see anything anyway. So then we've got the oil pump, and we've got these 4 mounting holes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, can we see that? I think we can. And you'll see this mounting hole here is bigger, and that's the one that goes over the dowel. Okay, small, 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 bigger, bigger mounting hole. So that's the one that goes over the dowel. And so it's about in that position there. So I'm just going to whop that in and see if we can find the dowel. There's the dowel. And so in it's gone. There it goes. Marvellous. And so then I'm going to put the 4 mounting screws in. So we got the 3 shorter ones. 1, 2, 3. And then we've got, I'm just checking that, yeah, that they're catching, that we've got things in the right place, yeah. And then we've got the slightly longer one, and that goes in there, and that is the longer one for that goes on the dowel. So I'm just going to get an Allen key and tighten those up. Okay, I'll just finish off tightening these up. I don't think there's a torque setting as such, but we want them just nice and tight really. One thing that I meant to mention before was that if you're having the cases vapor blasted, as we have in this case, one thing you really got to, where these bolts go in, they're all blind holes, and they're perfect places for that vapor medium, that blast medium, to sit in down these threads. Those holes for these bolts in the back of this casing, and so you've really got to check that those are cleaned out, because otherwise these bolts simply will not go in. Yeah, because they're all blind holes. I think the blast medium just goes in, and these, then you come to tighten these, screw these in, and they just won't go in. There. And check we've got a turning oil pump, which we have. Nice and smooth, yeah. No tight spots, no. Okay, good. So then the last thing we're going to do is I'm going to put this O-ring seal on around this edge of the oil pump in the little groove in the housing. But of course, being me, I'm going to put some well seal on first. Now, while we're talking about well seal, let's talk about well seal. So, yes, I'm a big advocate of well seal, as you might have noticed. Do you need to put well seal on? No. Can you use another gasket cement other than well seal? Yes, by all means. This, I'm a big advocate of well seal. I love it. I think it's great. But that's me. Maybe I overlove it. Maybe I don't. I probably do. Overuse it almost certainly. But this is what I do. So but you don't need to put it on. There are certainly some, like here, you don't need to put it on. I mean, there's an oil seal. My argument always is why not? People say, look, if you build it properly, you don't need to put well seal on because it won't leak. Fair enough. Will it make any difference putting well seal on? Will that hurt the engine in some way? No. Well, putting well seal on, like belts and braces approach, make doubly sure that that thing isn't going to leak? Yes, that's my opinion, and that's why I do it, because it's like, it's like a double insurance. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe putting well seal on reduces the effectiveness of a rubber oil seal. I mean, I don't think so. I've never had leaks from the push rod tubes. Famous last words. Push rod, because I put mine on the push rod tubes, etc. I put it everywhere. But again, this is the way I do things. Many other mechanics will do it completely differently. Other mechanics will use different sealant. Some won't use any sealant at all. They'll use grease or whatever. So it's one of those you listen to all the advice, what all people do, and then you decide what you want to do. This is what people get in, write to me and say, "Oh no, did you have to use well seal?" No, you don't have to use it. So don't worry. I know it's hard to get sometimes. It's called Stag. It's called Stag well seal, or well seal jointing compound. You can get it. I think you can get it most places. That's the manufacturer's address, Preston, and there's a phone number there. But you don't. It's not essential. But I find it the best gasket cement. It's non-hardening. It never goes off. So if joints and that move slightly, which of course they do, then the sealant flows with it. Even years later. Anyway, I'm putting this on now because you have to just, with well seal, when you put it on, you just have to leave it to go off slightly before you connect things up. So there we go. I'm just pushing that O-ring seal into that little groove around the pump. Okay, just make sure it's all seated. Get in there. Yeah, make sure it's all seated in there. Yeah, good. And then of course the inner crankcase casing will go on top of that, and that's got another oil seal in it that also runs on this around the outside of the oil pump, and so that'll give it like double protection. There we go, and so that's basically the oil pump in. Yeah, just turning it away, just checking we're okay. Which way does it go? I think it goes that way, doesn't it? I think it's the same direction as the engine. Nice. Okay, oil pump in.